Test 6. Questions 1 to 3 refer to the following conversation.
Happy Monday, Zoe. How was your weekend? What did you do?
I didn't do much. I think I've been in the doldrums lately.
Well, next weekend my band is playing a show in Austin. Do you want to come watch us on Saturday night? And we can all walk around the city on Sunday.
That's a really nice offer. Let me think about it. I'll have an answer for you before we clock out today.
Number 1. What most likely is the relationship of the two people? Number 2. How has the woman felt recently? Number 3. What does the man want to do on Sunday? Questions 4 to 6 refer to the following conversation.
I was thinking about where we should go for our summer vacation. How about Hanoi?
I could have sworn we've been there before. Wasn't it about 2 years ago?
Yeah, but remember we went with Jack and Jasmine? They had a big argument on the plane ride there, and it set the tone for the rest of the trip.
Yeah, that's right. All right, we can go there again. Who should we go with this time?
Why don't we ask Kate and Ashley?
No, I don't want to go with them. Kate's personality is kind of aggressive.
Number 4. Where does the man want to go for vacation? Number 5. What happened on the trip with Jack and Jasmine? Number 6. What does the woman think about Kate? Questions 7 to 9 refer to the following conversation.
I keep seeing advertisements for a circus that's in town. It says it's a modern circus and there are no animal performances, only human performances.
I saw the show last week. The show is so debonair, and the performers do it with great flair. You should get seats near the front.
So you think I should go, do you? You make it sound pretty good. What was the best part of the show?
The entire show is amazing. The best part is simply the performers showcasing their athleticism.
It sounds like I must see this show. Do you want to see it a second time?
With you? Sure, why not?
Number 7. What is the topic of this conversation? Number 8. What did the woman like the most? Number 9. What will the woman do? Questions 10 to 12 refer to the following report.
It was recently announced that the Biology Olympics will be held in Egypt in 2023. The announcement came as a shock to the public because they were originally going to be held in Sweden. That changed when it was discovered that Sweden won its bid through bribery. Cuba was also ruled out as a host country for its collaboration with Sweden. Now everyone is wondering the same thing. Where will the Biology Olympics be held in 2027? One country that is certainly hoping to win the 2027 bid is Canada. Canada will be looking to bounce back from its damaged reputation after allegations against its top biologists of committing plagiarism.
Number 10. Why aren't the Biology Olympics going to be held in Sweden? Number 11. Why is Cuba mentioned in the report? Number 12. How did biologists from Canada damage their standing? Questions 13 to 15 refer to the following introduction.
The final award of the night goes to an athlete who is truly deserving. He didn't have an easy path to success. As a young adult, He was working in a factory that was 2 hours away from his practice facility. But he made that commute every night. His coaches told him he didn't have the right skills to compete. Yet he persisted until people started noticing he could play with a level of sophistication that few other players had. He proved himself in the sport, and he also proved himself to be a classy individual. He has been heralded as a role model, and his career was never plagued by any allegations. Here he is now, the man of the evening.
Number 13. What is the topic of this speech? Number 14. What was difficult for the player in his early career? Number 15. What does the speaker say about the player's behavior? Questions 16 to 20 refer to the following news report.
Game on!
This week on CNN Money View, we've shown you how fast esports has grown. We've already seen astonishing changes in this sector, but the developers think that, well, that's really just the beginning. CNN's Don Riddell takes a look now at the next level in sport gaming.
Esports is played and watched all over the world, and its growth has been accelerated mainly by the development of the online streaming platform Twitch. But as it becomes more popular, television is getting interested. Turner has just become the latest broadcaster to enter the fray, going live with its E-League, a televised Counter-Strike tournament which the players recognise is an important step towards the big time.
I think esports has the potential to be a gigantic thing, whereas you can go Sunday mornings, you get to watch football, and Thursdays and Saturdays, college football, and then maybe Wednesday night, it's Counter-Strike on TV. That's what I want it to be legitimized, because realistically, it's more accessible for everyone.
Many of us are still getting used to the notion of esports as a serious form of competitive entertainment, but don't get too used to it. Experts within the industry say that boundless technological innovation could yet change esports beyond all recognition.
Eventually, who knows, maybe VR and Formula One merge, and you could actually race against the real Formula One drivers. With VR and augmented reality, you could have very physical games. Imagine an augmented version of Hunger Games, where people aren't actually dying, but there are physical athletes competing in a VR-like environment.
The next 10 years in esports, I would say that's the next 100 years in real sports, because of how fast it grows. It's very difficult to keep track. 10 years ago, I was playing in front of 5 people in an audience as a pro player. 10 years from now, I think it's going to be absolutely massive.
The explosive growth of esports is a reminder to so-called traditional sports that nothing is sacred. And if they're not careful, esports could soon be eating their lunch.
There's a very educated, computer literate audience who actually maybe felt alienated by previous sports, so actually we're bringing a new type of people. Baseball, as an example, has got an aging demographic, and it's something that without innovation, without ways that they can actually appeal to this audience, they're going to actually suffer in the long term.
And that's why established sports clubs, particularly in Europe, have already begun aligning with esports. Experts think it won't be long before the most established brand names in world sport will also be competing digitally.
We are declining offers today, and from NBA, former players, from Hollywood, whatever actor, they just have too much money, and they're like, well, let's spend it, make it rain. And eventually those teams or those clubs will be, called Real Madrid, Barcelona, Los Angeles Lakers. Eventually will happen.
Esports teams are already being treated like franchises with multi-million-dollar valuations. Meanwhile, the players of today have a brighter future than many could have imagined when they started playing in their bedrooms as kids. Better organisation means players can expect more protection and better compensation.
I think that it's going to equal, if not surpass, 90% of world sports in terms of viewership numbers, in terms of participants, and potentially in terms of value.
I wouldn't say it's the future of gaming. I would say esport is definitely the future of entertainment, to be honest.
As the New York Yankees star Yogi Berra once said, the future ain't what it used to be. This is a future for sport that very few thought it would be.
Number 16. What is the topic of this report? Number 17. Listen to the audio. Why does the speaker mention football?
Esports is played and watched all over the world, and its growth has been accelerated mainly by the development of the online streaming platform Twitch. But as it becomes more popular, television is getting interested. Turner has just become the latest broadcaster to enter the fray, going live with its E-League, a televised Counter-Strike tournament which the players recognise is an important step towards the big time.
I think esports has the potential to be a gigantic thing, whereas you can go Sunday mornings, you get to watch football, and Thursdays and Saturdays, college football, and then maybe Wednesday night, it's Counter-Strike on TV. That's what I want it to be legitimized, because realistically, it's more accessible for everyone.
Number 18. What kind of audience is said to watch esports? Number 19. What does the speaker mean when he says, "The next 10 years in esports, that's the next 100 years in real sports"? Number 20. According to the report, what technology could be melded with race car driving?